Hey folks, Jim from Salvinos J R Models, and I do have something new. We just got this in a little while ago today, and I'm going to drag in my partner in crime with a little help on some of the background and why this kit is so important to Salvinos and so important to model building in general. So I'd like to welcome in the old snake oil salesman, Rick Salvino. So tell me why this is such an important kit for us and for model builders.
Well, I think for me, for the Salvino family, it's the most important kit because as this was the first car that Richard drove with the STP on it, and as Richard always says, Ralph put the decals on the car. So on the Wednesday prior to the January race at Riverside, they always open the season at Riverside. Um, Andy Granatelli was still with STP that year. He lasted one more year, and he had signed Richard that I think it was about Wednesday, and they made the announcement I think Wednesday. So they put the decals on the car, and as you can see on the box art, Dell Inman ran down to the hardware store or the automotive store. I'm not quite sure, and yeah, he that vermilion there is actually the road. They used to mark the roads with that spray can, and he painted the vermilion on there before the race. It lasted, I don't know, a handful of laps because it came right off as they went through the S's there, through the rocks. But the great thing about it was for us was, you know, they were already in NASCAR part time the year before with Freddie Lorenzen and Ray Nichols. But, to get Richard Petty, and the reason Richard became available was the car manufacturers pulled out at the end of 71. Actually, they pulled out in 70, really, but Richard got to carry it over for one more year. So he became available. So it was the first time a non car manufacturer was sponsoring a car to that level of a manufacturer. So STP actually was the first company. Now, I mean, you can go back to the 54, 55, in the early days of NASCAR, Mercury Outboard Motors, did it. But I mean, for that era, the manufacturers pretty much ran through the 60s. They were building specialty cars just for NASCAR. So it's really a great time, you know what I mean? And of course, the Wood brothers end up getting Purolator and one
Hmm.
thing after another, all the companies came after, which is great. But what I love about that year about Richard Petty was then he shows up at Daytona, which is a car we already did. We're out of it, but you can get it at the aftermarket. He shows up with the, half and half, the deal they agreed on, half Petty blue, half STP red. And that was a one-off paint scheme. And what happened was the paint scheme just kept evolving throughout the year. And then also Richard switched over to on the big tracks like Talladega and stuff to the Charger, which we do have that kit too. We have the Talladega Charger. So there was a ton of different, he was finding his way with how he was going to do the Petty Blue and STP. So there's a lot of changes in the car. And there's one that one of my favorites is the when he went up and ran Pocono, he ran the USAC stock car race up at Pocono, and he showed up with this really crazy hood design, which was kind of the Barracuda, striping and stuff. And so that's a great car down the road we'll make. But yeah, it was a great year because there was so many different versions of that car, and you had two different cars. You had the Charger, and you had the Roadrunner throughout
Well,
the year.
what you said about the significance and how it brought that bringing in the vermilion into Petty, but that wasn't just a one off. We're over 50 years of that relationship of even with legacy still having the tie-ins with Petty, like they just did this past weekend at Darlington. That was so cool. That was uh, 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 Andretti's. Was it John Andretti?
Yeah,
His paint job? That was so cool to continue to bring that and continue to have that relationship. So, well, I appreciate you giving me a little bit of input for it. I think it makes this a little bit more understandable to the builders why this is an important kit. It's an important kit to building. It's an important to NASCAR, and it's a very very important kit to the Salvinos family.
you got it.
All right, thanks, Rick. Have a good
All right.
afternoon. All righty,
Thanks.
bye. So now let's take a look and see what's inside here. Yeah, you've seen it before. Here's that beautiful Petty Blue, 1972 Roadrunner. There's our glass. And the round squishy things are indeed round and squishy, and I do believe, are they? It's hard to see. I got to get them out of there. I'm trying to see if these things are treaded. I can't see. I don't have enough light here. Oh, well, we'll see. If they're supposed to be treaded, they'll be treaded. If they're not, they're not. So here is our blue trees of parts. There's your your roll cage. There's your engine parts. There's the bathtub for your Hemi. So you got that. And you know what? You got a lot of extra parts for you guys who like to have extra parts. And there's our metallic tree for trees for some of the other engine parts and suspension parts and stuff like that. So you got those. And the stuff that's the always the important things is the instructions. And here we go. There's our sheet of the decals. There is that Dayglow vermilion to go on your chin spoiler. And if you want to put the houndstooth decal on your seat, there you go. You got that. Hey, that looks really cool, Clay. Mr. Kemp does such wonderful work on our decals. Well, much thanks to Rick for coming on for a couple minutes, giving us a little bit of rundown on some personal history for the company and for his family. Well, we're all part of the family. I've known Rick longer than I've known my wife. But anyway, it's family history. It's company history, and it's for you guys. It's NASCAR history. So I thought it was going to be kind of cool to step in. Kit is on sale, or for sale, I should say. SalvinosJRModels.com. You can see the link right down below. And hey, if you're available on Saturday mornings and want to find out a little bit more about what's going on in the immediate, come on back here to YouTube. We have our formerly live show on Facebook is now live Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. Central, right here on YouTube. So come check us out. Check out what we've got in the some of the new kits that are out and in the store, or they are so new. We're putting more and more things up for pre-order because there's more and more stuff that's being sold out. So go check those out. The Josh Berry Lotus Jimmy Clark livery that we just saw at Darlington. We've got that kit, and those are selling well. So if you want something we're doing, you want to jump on it quick because it may not be around too long, and we expect that one to be a sellout also. So SalvinosJRModels.com. Hey, do me a favor, click that like down below. Subscribe would be nice, but it's not about me and my ego. It's about getting this into the algorithm so more people like yourself might have this pop up in their YouTube stream. So do that, and I'll see you guys Saturday, and you club guys, see you on Tuesday nights.